Innovating Education Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.
When it comes to their education, the decision to split up or keep together twins has both pros and cons. So what arguments are there to consider? And how do parents make the decision? In this edition of Learning World, we look at both sides of the debate. In Bosnia, there is a city that calls itself the City of Twins. In the elementary school we visited, there were almost 20 sets of twins. In this extraordinary area, locals believe it is better to keep the siblings together during their schooling. Let's find out more in this next report.
Imagine a class where all the pupils are twins. Impossible? That's what happens in the Bosnian city of Buzim, which calls itself the City of Twins. Their matching shoes is not the only thing that Aisha and Al-Medina have in common. Could you tell Ilhan and Elhan apart? And there's Sarah and Lara, who are not the only twins in their family. Teachers and, of course, parents agree. Educating twins is not an easy task.
First of all, it's a real challenge to educate twins. You need to be the mum, the best friend and the psychologist. Oh, and the doctor as well. And all this much more than those mums that don't have twins. But it's a very beautiful task.
There are some 20 pairs of twins here at the Buzim Elementary School alone, and in the entire community there are around 100 pairs of twins. There's still no full scientific answer as to why there are so many here, but genetics surely plays a major role.
Being a twin is awesome. See, she's better at school than me. So when I don't know something, she always helps me at home. We do homework together, but we also share many other things.
Experts say that separating twins or putting them in the same class is crucial, especially when it comes to their early education.
They like to be together. They may not insist on this, but we usually know their needs quite well, and this includes being in the same class together. They usually share school books and other school equipment, and they like to study together at home.
Buzim only recently discovered the potential its twins might have for the small community's development. The city's mayor is determined to establish Buzim as an international centre for twin meetings and on expertise in twin research.
It's our task to promote Buzim as the City of Twins, and we plan to organise meetings of twins here in the city, both on the domestic but also on the international level. We hope that through this we can attract people to come here, including scientists, which would be beneficial for everyone.
Whether it's sports, mathematics or other classes, all twins in Buzim attend the same class in elementary or later in high school. And it's mostly by choice. Sometimes it's even a cunning strategy.
There are a lot of other anecdotes. Let's say if they're very similar, be it two twin sisters or two twin brothers, it does happen that they simply change places and one of them answers a question twice because his or her twin doesn't know the correct answer.
And even David and Sarah are twins, although one might not necessarily say so at first sight. They're glued together, although they're girl and boy, inseparable and also strongly relying on each other. Life in Bosnia remains hard and the future bleak, but in Buzim there's hope.
While those twins were kept together, there are many who say it is better to separate multiples at school. So what are the arguments for that? We go to the UK now to meet another set of twins and to get an expert's view on the subject.
Side by side, 13-year-old twins Harvey and Emily Glover are returning home for the half-term holidays. Throughout the UK and across the globe, there are an increasing number of children like them. Over the last 40 years, the number of twin and multiple births has almost doubled in several parts of the developed world. Education expert Professor Pat Preedy explains why.
First of all, there's the increase in fertility treatments that are now much more widely available. And then much older mothers, if you like. People are older when they're tending to have their families. And so there's a tendency to release more than one egg. And then, of course, many twins and multiples are premature. And now there's much better baby care. So the survival rates for twins and multiples, as with all premature babies, is a much better rate.
When these babies reach school age, what then? Parents face an important choice over whether to educate their twins together or apart. Preeti says when making this decision, the crucial things to understand are the individual needs of each child and also the relationship between the twins themselves. Through her research, Preeti has identified 3 models of twin relationship.
The one side is called closely coupled, often identical twins. That's when the twins look the same, very, very similar. And then the opposite of that is extreme individual, where they don't like being a twin. They often fight against it and really struggle to develop themselves as individuals. And then there's a large group in the middle that I call mature dependents. Those are the twins that it isn't the most important to them in the world to be a twin. It's part of them, but they're also individuals.
Emily and Harvey, whose parents say are firmly in the mature dependent category, study at different schools.
We decided right from the outset that it was better that they were going to be in separate schools and have their own lives and their own friends and, be independent of each other whilst, still being very close siblings.
So nowadays, doing homework together like this is a rare occurrence. Harvey attends a day school in London near his parents' home. Emily also studied there in a separate class until 2 years ago. Then she moved to an all-girls boarding school outside London.
Obviously, when she'd been at the same school for 8 years with me, it's a bit weird when she went. Like when I came back from school, there was it's only me and Mum as opposed to there. But then I got used to it, and it over time it just felt normal again.
Preeti emphasises that for twins and multiples, as with all children, the parents play the most crucial role in their development. But when they do study together, schools need to be sensitive to their particular needs while making sure that each child is treated as an individual.
I would like schools actually to have a policy that's no policy, if you like, that looks at the needs of those children both as individuals and as multiples and can be flexible, so they don't say we always keep them together, we always put them apart, so that they can make the most of their education.
After watching our reports, are you for or against separating twins in school? We are looking forward to your feedback on our social media pages. Goodbye for now.
Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.